Hello, my name is Jim Mullaney from Sitek Process Solutions. Today is Thursday, June 21st, 2018. Today I'm doing a video source inspection on a K&S 971 substrate cleaner. For the privacy of our customers, we do not give their names out on the videos because these videos are uploaded to our website, or excuse me, to our YouTube channel now, and then we're sent to customer a link so they can see the tool running prior to being created. But for reference, their PO number is 107334. And they are located in California. What I'll go ahead and do is, this customer actually wanted to clean a variety of parts. There's actually 5 different chucks that are going on this system. So what I'll do is I'm going to show you the first chuck, which is a step chuck for masks. They want to do, to be more specific, they want to do 5, 6, and 7-inch masks. And then I'll talk about their film frames and their gripper rings they want to use too. So let me show you the first chuck here, and then I'll go into the rebuild process and so forth. Okay, so this is our step chuck design. Right now we have a 7-inch square mask on there, and that's what I'll be doing the demo on. As you can see, the steps going down lower. Each step is an inch, and so the customer can put a 6-inch and a 5-inch chuck in there with no change at all. So this one chuck handles the 3 different mask sizes the customer needs without any change out. And I'm going to review this in a second. You notice there's 4 screws right there. Those 4 screws are what needs to be taken out when you change the other chucks, and I'll show you that right now. So let me show you the other chucks. Okay, so the customer sent us their parts. This is for the gripper rings. This is the 4-inch gripper ring. This is the 6-inch gripper ring. These are custom chucks we made. As you can see, they have the same 4-hole pattern. So when you want to run a gripper ring, you need to change out those 4 screws. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to unscrew them and then put it back in. What we'll do, because for the convenience of the customer, is we'll get a bag of a bunch of extra screws, probably about 100 or so, and we'll go ahead and seal them and put them down in the bottom chamber. So over time, by using a screwdriver, if the head of the screw starts to get worn out, you can just throw it away, and we'll have the correct sizes with the tool. That should give the customer plenty of usability for a long time. Let me show you the other 2 chucks now. We have 2 other types. These are from the film frames. This film frame chuck works, as you can see, there is no film frame, so I mean, there's no plastic on it for the wafer to be bonded. But what happens, it uses the 4 other holes. It turns out that the below hub has 8 holes. It has 4 holes for the smaller chucks, and then 4 holes for the larger one. So all you do is you line up. Also on the back, not on this chuck because it didn't matter, but I'll show you on this chuck. We have scribed, or not scribed, but been printed 1. And we also, when you take that chuck off you saw now, you'll see where we have hole number 1 marked. And all you have to do is just orientate them. When you look down, you see the 4 holes lined up, and you put the screws back in. Let me show you the last chuck then. The last chuck is also for a film frame. This is for the smaller film frame. This uses a spring-loaded mechanism, and so you simply just take your film frame that would have the film on it with the wafer down in the system. You slide it on like that. You lock it in, lock it in. So those are the 5 chucks we're supplying. So now what I'll do is I'll review the tool. This specifically is a high-pressure cleaner. Down below, we have all of the high-pressure pump information. We've gone through and rebuilt the pump, gone through all the valving, all the tubing, replaced everything as needed. It's been cycling for actually a couple weeks on our site here. We've been very busy with other tools, so we couldn't get into final test. But all the mechanisms, everything's down here to get access to. On the top here, you've got your gauges. You have your tachometer to see the speed. You have a wash and dry. You have both a speed control and a time control. This system does not use a digital time control. It uses a manual rheostat time control. You've got your power for off, online, and pump. You have your EMO here, and the start and release switch. The release switch isn't needed because this system, we do not have any vacuum pull down needed because none of the chucks that were set up were that, so there is no, the release is not being used. Inside the chamber, we've gone through, cleaned the chamber, cleaned out the whole system. Here's the new chuck we made. And so what happens is, in a typical process, when I hit start, the door is going to lock. That's the pin that locks. This high pressure pump will swing over, and it'll swing back and forth depending on how much time you have. And as the glass chuck or whatever substrate's on there spins, it'll do a high pressure clean. Then what will happen is it'll go into the dry step, which is here you see. Again, time and RPM. And there's a heat lamp here that turns on. So when we do our demo, when it goes into that step, you'll see it all red inside. Much like those heat lamps you see at your house by a shower, these heat lamps will help dry. And you can tell visually that you're in the dry mode. So, and then we have an in-tube blow-off right there. The system's been fully rebuilt. It's in great shape. Again, it's been running for weeks, and we've been doing lots of testing. So what I'll do now is I will go ahead and show you how a process works. Let's say I'm going to start from scratch. Well, if I'm going to start from scratch, I got to remove the substrate then to make it really like scratch. Okay. So most of the time, the customer will probably have a stainless steel table or something next door. They have their different chucks. They'll have this mask will come in, I assume, in a cassette to be cleaned and not being hand carried like this. But you walk up to the tool, you simply open the door, you load in the glass chuck. Just takes a second. That's it. Perfect. And the four corners lock in, and you just close it. And none of the wash or dry have to be adjusted unless the customer feels they want to change a process between steps, and you hit start. Okay, if we can look down below, you can see the high pressure arm swinging back and forth. It's kind of dark when it's with the dark plexiglass, but that high pressure arm is oscillating back and forth. I think we have about 30 to 45 second clean here. The customer can do a lot longer clean if they want, depending on what they're trying to remove. If it's a glass chrome substrate, they're probably trying to remove just residual photoresist from a proximity or contact process for their mask liner. Okay, now we're going to the dry cycle. Now you can see more clearly. The arm went back to the home position. The chuck is spinning, and you've got your N2 spin. You have your heat lamp now coming on. As you can see, well, you might not be able to see, but the door is locked, so the door can't be opened. At the end of the process, you'll hear a clicking noise and it'll retract. Probably only have about another, I would say, 10 or 15 seconds left. There we go. Process is over now. It'll do a spin down. And it's a time sequence. Sometimes, depending on it, the chuck will fully stop. Sometimes not, depending. Okay, the time just ended. I heard the door retract. And now the chuck has stopped. You simply open up the door and take a look. Now there's a little dot of water there. That's only because we're doing a shorter dry cycle. What I'll do now is, just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and run a longer dry cycle and higher RPM to show you how that works. Show you the next process. Put it in. Let's do that again. I'm going to add some more time. Oh, the time got turned way down. That's why. Okay. What we did recently, all this labeling was all in bad shape. It was all, you couldn't maybe read it over time. So we removed all of the labeling and did the best we could with relabeling everything, and they turned some of these knobs down and turned things down, way down. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to turn the wash time down because we don't need that really to worry about. I just want to show you more of a dry. Let's start again. Again, you saw how easy it was to load. Okay, now you can actually see the high pressure final step. Now it's going to the dry mode. It's going to be much longer as I turned up the dry time. you want to step back from the camera, I'll discuss some more stuff while this is drying. No reason to watch that. On the back of the system here, I didn't talk about this. We have our Sitek information. This is Sitek Process Solutions, our address, our phone number, our website URL. This is system model KNS971. System serial number is EQP-00989. And the manufacturer was 5 of 2018. Again, we've had it done for about 3 weeks, but because we had so many tools in here and we had to go through, we wanted to do about 2 weeks of testing in this. We've been cycling and cycling and cycling and cycling. We feel that's always the best way to ensure the highest quality manufacturing. So all of our information is on the back there. Down below, just for reference, this is a historic problem with these kind of connectors. These old black connectors, they don't latch very good at all, and it's like the old wet sinks that have the same problem. So there's not much you can do about that. You're kind of stuck with that type latch. It's a historical problem with those plastic latches. Okay, we're still in the dry cycle. The nice thing is the heat lamp does not get hot up here, so it's not hot to the touch. Probably about another 10-15 seconds, I would assume. Yeah, well, I was pretty close. All right. Let's let the wind down happen, and I'll take out the substrate. When I say wind down, I should probably be more specific and say spin down. It sounds better. Okay, the door just unlocked. Again, it's back there. I'll go ahead and open it. All righty, good, nice. So, as you can see, this time there was no water drop. That's a scratch. So the mask, this is an old mask we had. But what we do is we take markers and mark like the word Sitek and so forth on there to show when we do the high pressure clean, it all gets scrubbed off. So the mask is nice and dry. So I'll put that back in there. What I've done is during our testing for the last couple of weeks, we've tested all of the chucks, installed them in and out, make sure they all work perfectly, that they all do work great. Again, it's 4 screws there. I'm going to go ahead and we'll put a bag of extra screws down here below, and we'll make sure we tape them up to the side so the customer can then remove as necessary. So that will conclude the video source inspection of this fully refurbished KNS971 high pressure cleaner by Sitek Process Solutions. Again, it's set up for 3 different mask sizes, 2 different film frame sizes, and 2 different gripper ring sizes. So it's a very universal system with all the chucks we made. If you have any questions, my name is Jim Mullaney from Sitek Process Solutions. Today is Thursday, June 21st, 2018. You can talk to anybody at our company's office at 916-797-9000 and ask for anyone in our sales organization. You can also go on our website at sitekprocess.com. And on the left-hand side, you'll see a variety of things we sell. One of our core business is the semi-tool spin rinse dryer, remanufacturing, and spare parts support. We support all versions of the system. One of the buttons further down for the mask cleaner, it'll say mask and scrubbers. You can go on there, and we do have a variety of spare parts that we support. The KNS, the Ultra Tech, and the Ultra T scrubbers. A lot of them are very comparable parts. In fact, the KNS, when this used to be flipped over, would say Ultra T. It was an OEM to KNS by Ultra T. A lot of the parts are still supported. And to get the tool running. We also can do some services necessary too. Okay, that will conclude this video source inspection. Again, my name is Jim Mullaney. Thank you. Have a great day.